Hi students, today we shall begin with the third topic of PB, the compound sentence. Before we learn about compound sentence, first let's recapitulate about the sentences. Sentences are of five kinds: assertive, interrogatory, exclamatory, optative and imperative. Right? But when we talk about the sentences on the basis of structure, they have been categorized into three types: simple sentences, compound sentences, complex sentences. Right? On the basis of the structure, there are three types of sentences. First, let's take simple sentences. Simple sentences are those sentences wherein there is only one subject, one verb, and convey complete sense. Means simple sentence conveys complete idea. Let's take examples. Joe waited for the train. Here our subject is Joe. Waited is verb. One subject, one verb, complete meaning. So it's a simple sentence. Next type. The train was late. One subject, one verb. Simple sentence. Then Mary and Samita, another type of sentence. Here there are two names. We don't consider it as two subjects. Here these are not the parts of sentence, they are only names. If more than one name appear in the sentence or used in the sentence, they are considered as only one subject. Right? So one subject, one verb, again it's a simple sentence. Next example. Looked at Mary and Samita at the bus station. So Mary and Samita, one subject, our verb looked, one, and complete meaning, it's a simple sentence. Right? So simple sentence has only one subject, one verb, and conveys complete idea. Next is compound sentence. A compound sentence is a sentence in which there are minimum two independent clauses and they are joined by coordinating conjunctions. Means they have minimum two independent clauses joined by coordinating linker or conjunction. And this is a word to remember our coordinating linker, fan, boys. These are coordinating linkers: for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. Right? So here a compound sentence is a sentence minimum two independent clauses joined by coordinating conjunctions, but here word clauses is used. What do you mean by a clause? Let's understand. A clause is a part of sentence with its independent subject and verb, or in some of the definitions it is its independent predicate, one subject and one predicate. Every sentence is a clause, but every clause is not a sentence, and only independent clause is a sentence. Means clause, a part of sentence with its own subject and predicate, and it has two parts: main clause, subordinate clause. Right? Let's take some examples. He is buying a shirt which look nice. He is buying a shirt. This is our main clause. What is a main clause? Main clause is also known as independent clause. Because it stands alone, it conveys complete idea. But subordinate clause, also known as dependent clause, doesn't stand alone, doesn't convey complete sense. It is only a group of word and depends for its meaning on the main clause. So this is our main clause, and this one only a group of word not conveying complete sense is our subordinate clause. And one more thing, for a clause to be a clause, what should be there? What are the rules? It should have subject and verb. So this is our subject and helping verb, main verb. So verb, subject we have, verb we have, and conveying sense, it means it is our main clause. And here, which look nice, it isn't conveying complete sense, dependent clause, and one more thing I want to make clear, that dependent clause begins with conjunctions like which, who, these kinds of conjunctions they begin. So clause, a part of sentence with its own subject and predicate, two parts, main clause, there are main clause and subordinate clause. Main clause is also known as independent clause and subordinate clause is a dependent clause, not complete in meaning, can't stand alone. I hope you have understood about the concept of clause. So let's understand about the compound sentence. As I told you that a compound sentence is a sentence which has minimum two independent clauses linked, joined by coordinating conjunctions. So how? Let's take some examples. I looked for Mary and Sam at the bus station, but they arrived before noon. Here, I looked for Mary and Sam at the bus station. This is complete in meaning. So this is an independent clause, right? How? This is our subject and looked, this is our verb, and every this clause has its independent subject and verb. So subject we have, verb we have, and for independent clause it should have complete meaning. So it is also complete in meaning. So it is our independent clause. The next, but, it's a coordinating linker, right? Then they arrived before noon. They is our subject here. And the next is arrived before noon. This is our verb. They arrived before noon. Another independent clause. Two clauses. One clause up to here and second clause joined by coordinating linker. So it is our compound sentence. Next is Mary and Sam left in the bus before I arrived, so I didn't see them at the bus station. Here Mary and Sam, as I have explained now, that it is only one subject, its subject, and left our verb in the bus before I arrived, right? So this is our one clause. So I didn't see them at the bus station. Here again I is our subject, didn't see is our main verb, them at the bus station, conveying complete sense. Again this is independent clause, one independent clause, another independent clause joined by coordinating linker. So this is our compound sentence. In this way we can identify which one is a simple sentence and which one is a compound sentence by identifying the clauses, by seeing where is our subject, where is our verb, as I explained to you. Now let's do worksheet from PB. This is worksheet number 1. Here sentences are, I don't want to make mistakes. So where is our subject? This is our subject. Then our verb. This is our verb. One subject, one verb. And it is complete in meaning. It means it is a simple sentence, not compound, right? Then here, I have sold them all my life, but I still make mistakes. Here, this is our subject, this is our verb, my life, but I still make mistakes. This is one independent clause. Then it is a coordinating linker. Then this is again our one, this is subject and this is our verb, again another clause. It means this sentence has two clauses, right? This is one clause and this is another clause joined by coordinating linker. It means it is a compound sentence, right? This is a compound sentence, this is a simple sentence. Next is, I have a few pieces of glass. Here let's find out how many clauses it has. Subject, have, verb, few pieces of glasses. So complete in meaning. It means it's a sentence, but simple sentence because it has only one clause. The next, I sold the ring for the right price and I made £2 on the picture. Let's find out how many clauses it has. This is our subject, sold the ring. Sold is our verb. The ring for the right price. So this is complete in meaning. This is one clause, independent clause. It is complete and has subject also and independent verb also. Then this is our coordinating linker. I made £2 on the picture. After coordinating linker, this is again next subject, next verb. I made £2 on the picture. This is again complete in meaning. It means this is one clause and this is second clause. Two clauses it has and joined by linker. So it is again compound sentence. Here, according to the worksheet, we are supposed to find out the sentences which have only one subject and one predicate. So here only one subject and one predicate. So this is correct. But here they have two independent clauses, two subjects, two predicates. This is cross. This is not a simple sentence. Then this sentence, here again one subject and one verb. So it is right. It is a simple sentence. It has only one subject and one verb. Then next is, and you know what is a predicate? It's a part of sentence conveying information about the subject, and verb. Without verb, no predicate is complete, right? So verb should be there. Next is two subject and two predicates means two verbs. So it is again wrong. We are supposed to find out only those sentences which have only one subject and one predicate, means one subject, one verb. So these are the two sentences. Next worksheet I will discuss in the next video.